Hi everyone. Sorry I'm a little late with getting this to you. It's, as you can imagine, I'm working at several schools and they're all kind of in panic mode right now with the virus. Um, so obviously this week we didn't have anything because the day of our class was officially a day for faculty to reconvene and start working on other things. And I think just for simplicity's sake, what we're going to do is just sort of give you guys a bye for this week. You have a literature review that was due this week. I'm going to try to take a look at that by the weekend and certainly before next Tuesday. And what we're going to do going forward is I'm going to be doing a video lecture every week. Probably try to post it before the weekend's over, if not first thing on Monday. And then we'll be doing a series of discussion questions. If you haven't done online courses in the past, usually there is some sort of lecture. Oftentimes it's just a written lecture. In this case, I'll actually be live on video. And then we'll post a discussion question. Now, what you're expected to do, and since this class starts on Tuesday, what I would say is that by Friday, that you have read the discussion questions. Let's make it Thursday because I don't want to be too far from the lecture. From Thursday, you will have read the discussion questions and made your initial comments on the discussion questions. Now, this doesn't have to be a dissertation. It should be a paragraph or two. And you might even want to quote something from the book or from my lecture to sort of say, show how you understood what was going on. Then by, let's say, Sunday night, Monday morning, you should have read other people's posts and commented on those posts. I would say at least one per discussion question. So I'll probably post 3 discussion questions. I would like you to respond to at least one other student. And the response is not, hey, yeah, I agree. That's not a substantial response. A substantial response is looking at what that person did and then adding to the conversation. And as if you would expect them to respond back to what you said. Now, in addition to that, our class typically runs from 8 till 10:45. Starting around 9 o'clock in the morning, I will be on WebEx for consultations. Now, why do you need a consultation? Well, because you guys are doing your individual projects right between now and the end of the semester. Again, to be clear, my expectations on the project. This does not have to be an entire business plan. In fact, I'm not expecting it to be an entire business plan. I'm expecting it to be a doable project within the context of a small business. So it could be introducing a new product to a family business. It could be about solving a shipping problem that plagues a small business or a family business. It could be about selecting a site to open up a new office. You have to find and it could be, you could say, I want to make it, maybe the initial setup of a small business. It's a little bit much, but we can maybe go there a bit. So I want you to sort of think about what that would be, right? You can go all the way to a full business plan, or you can narrow it down to solving a specific problem that your small business would have. And I will be available for consultations with each student. I would expect that you would have something for me and questions for me from the literature review. Now, as far as the rest of the semester goes, this coming week for St. Patrick's Day, I'll have a lecture on human resource management and legal issues, right, which we had chapters 9 and 10 in the book. And discussion questions will be based upon that. After that, we'll be talking about stakeholders. And that won't be out of the book. That'll be purely a discussion that I'll be having with you guys about what a stakeholder is and what you should be looking for with stakeholders. And there'll be some, and we'll, I suppose we could have a quiz on chapters 10 and 17. I may skip that for the sake of the fact that the project we have is going to be requiring a lot of your attention. Okay, I think that, in fact, you know what, we are going to skip that. We're just going to have the discussion questions on 10 and 17. There'll be the evolution of family business, succession planning. So, you know, if you have a family business, how do you use succession planning? Then you'll have a stakeholder analysis due on the 31st. You'll have a project plan outline due by the outline of the project by the 7th of April, and then the final project due on the 14th. And then we'll be doing presentations. Looking at this schedule, if we get back in the classroom, which I would say if we do it all, it probably won't be until the second week of April. So we can pretty much assume that this is going to be an entirely online thing. Again, I'll be doing lectures each week. I'll be available over the phone. I'm not going anywhere because all the schools that I'm working for are all shut down at this point. So I'll be working from home. I'll be available for students during the day, with the exception of a few times when I'm doing some classes via WebEx. I will give you more details on each